my name is Kelsey. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing reasons to read. So this is 3 reasons to read The Hourglass Throne by Katie Edwards. If you're not familiar with this channel, you will not know that I'm obsessed with the Tarot Sequence series by Katie Edwards. I've done one of these videos for the first book, The Last Sun. So if you don't know about the series, you should check that one out first. Don't watch this one yet, because I'll have spoilers for the first and second book, okay? Not spoilers from The Hourglass Throne, but I will be discussing plot points from books 1 and 2. Okay, so getting into it, The Hourglass Throne by Katie Edwards is book 3 in the Tarot Sequence series. This is going to be a 9-book series, so this 3rd book is the conclusion of the first trilogy. It picks up shortly after, let's say several months to almost a year after The Hanged Man. This is after Rune has claimed his seat on the Arcanum and has started rehabilitating his father's estate. This book, like the first 2 books, jumps directly into the action. Rune and Brand are called to investigate a strange barrier around the Rejuvenation Center. They quickly discover it's an incredibly strong magic. They're not sure how it was put up, and they don't know who did it, which is bizarre because there are so few people that would be capable of this kind of feat. That investigation at the Rejuvenation Center spirals from there. All of this is happening while Rune is trying to get his court off the ground, get organized, find supporters and managers and people to help him and get settled in this new home. So I'm going to go ahead and get into reason 1. Reason 1 to read The Hourglass Throne by Katie Edwards is the plot, which feels like a cop-out, but hear me out, okay? Book 3 ties up a lot of loose ends from books 1 and 2. Each book has its own insular plot, but there are much bigger mysteries layered throughout. So book 3 puts an end to one of the biggest mysteries and gives you an even deeper look into the raid that killed his father and took down his father's throne. I don't want to say too much as to not spoil it, but the plot of this book has so many... The plot of this book is extremely high stakes. Everything that happens is extremely high stakes. Within each book, things get more and more intense. And this book is no exception. All of that high stakes action comes with new political understandings of Rune's place in the Arcanum, his place in New Atlantis, things that have changed since the fall of Old Atlantis. And those things are woven together so well that it feels seamless. The action that's happening reveals the politics behind it. Along with all of that high-stakes action and politics, there is deeply personal character development and relationship development among all the characters. And this is something I think Katie does especially well, is developing relationships and characters seamlessly throughout such a fast-paced plot. Okay, reason number 2 to read The Hourglass Throne is the variety and complexity of all of the interpersonal relationships, okay? So Rune is the primary perspective character once again. He was the perspective character in books 1 and 2. So you're seeing all of these relationships through his eyes, and his relationships are developing with his romantic partner, Adam St. Nicholas, who I love. His relationship with his companion, Brand, is changing and developing, and also the 3 of them, their relationship together is just so good and so interesting to read about. It's rare to find any fiction with such deep and emotional bonds between male characters that are not necessarily sexual or romantic. So you're seeing the way Rune, Brand, and Adam interact with each other and how their relationship could play out in the future. In addition to that main trio, You also see the relationships between all of the secondary and tertiary characters. So there's quite a cast of characters at this point in the series. Book 2 introduced even more, and there was already many in the first book. So in the Hourglass Throne, you're seeing relationships, friendships grow between Quinn and Max, and even Anna. You're seeing sibling relationships transform between Anna, Corby, and Lane. You're seeing how Adam and Quinn's relationship changes as Quinn grows older and wants a little more autonomy in his life. You're seeing how Corinne, who is the companion of Anna and parent figure to Anna, Corby, and Lane, you're seeing how her position in the family has changed now that they are part of this court again. You're seeing how Corinne and Anna's relationship is changing from parent-child to almost more of a partnership role now that they have the companion dynamic to work through. You're seeing how Tower and Mayan are integrating themselves into this group of people. Tower in books 1 and 2 is kind of a mysterious character, kind of a parental figure to Rune and Brand, but in a hands-off kind of way. And now that Rune is making his own court and developing a family of his own, Tower is figuring out how he can be a part of that more casual, kind of familial relationship rather than what we've perceived of his family is that they don't speak much and they're not close, which is such an interesting thing to see develop. Okay, that was a long reason. So the last reason, and this will be quite a bit shorter, is the foreshadowing. And this isn't entirely because of things that happen in the Hourglass Throne, though there is quite a bit of foreshadowing early in the book that comes to fruition towards the end. But in this book, you see all of the breadcrumbs that KD has laid from page 1 of The Last Sun. And it is amazing to see all of those little clues, all of those things you've picked up on and kind of remember that you thought might be important. It is amazing to see them all come together in this book. What's even better is after you read The Hourglass Throne, if you go back and read The Last Sun and The Hanged Man, you pick up on so much more. There are so many things that KD has laid out or just mentioned, something that he just dropped into conversation or made a little comment that turns out to be so much more important than you expected, and it is masterful. Okay, that's it for this video. Like I said, you should check out video 1, The Last Sun. If you haven't read it, hopefully you're not even at this part of the video. Okay, go watch that video. If you've read the first 2 and you can't wait for the Hourglass Throne, please let me know down below. Follow me on Twitter, Storygraph, Instagram if you can't wait for it to come out, and if you desperately want someone to talk to while you read it, because I will read all of your messages about this book. I'm dying to talk to people about it. So if you like this video, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And that's it. I'll see you next week.